Greedy pine trees and generous rabbits. Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest, lived a greedy squirrel named Sammy and a generous rabbit named Rosie. The forest was their playground, a paradise full of food and joy. Sammy was always in pursuit of finding and hoarding the finest acorns. He believed the more he had, the happier he would be. Rosie, on the other hand, believed in sharing and helping those in need. She always made sure everyone in the forest had enough to eat. One autumn day, the forest experienced an unexpected drought. The once lush green trees turned brown, and the animals struggled to find food. Sammy, who had hoarded an abundance of acorns, was delighted to have enough to survive the difficult times. However, he refused to share his acorns with the other animals, even when they begged for help. Rosie was deeply saddened by Sammy's selfishness. She decided to talk to him and explain the importance of sharing. Rosie explained to Sammy that sharing does not mean having less. It means showing kindness and compassion to others, especially during hard times. Sammy listened to Rosie but was not easily convinced. He was afraid that if he shared his acorns, he might run out of food himself. Rosie didn't give up. She knew that Sammy had a good heart and just needed a bit of persuasion. Rosie decided to share some of her own food with Sammy. She hoped this gesture would help him understand the joy of giving. Sammy was surprised by Rosie's act of kindness. He started to rethink his decisions and realize the importance of sharing. Sammy decided to share his acorns with the other animals. The joy and gratitude he saw in their eyes made him happier than he had ever been. Rosie was delighted to see Sammy's transformation. She knew that he had finally understood the true meaning of sharing and kindness. The animals in the forest were grateful for Sammy's generosity. They thanked him and promised to share their food in the future as well. Sammy and Rosie became the best of friends. They spent their days playing and sharing, creating a harmonious environment in the forest. The forest transformed into a paradise once again. The animals no longer worried about food and lived happily together. Sammy and Rosie's story spread across the forest. Their actions inspired the other animals to be kind and generous as well. The forest community grew stronger with each passing day. Every animal learned the importance of sharing and caring for each other. Rosie was proud of Sammy's transformation. She knew that his actions had made a significant impact on the forest community. Sammy was grateful for Rosie's guidance. He realized that sharing and kindness brought more happiness than hoarding. The forest was at peace once again. The animals lived harmoniously, sharing their food and resources. Sammy and Rosie continued to inspire others. They showed the forest community the joy and fulfillment that came from helping others. Sammy, once a greedy squirrel, had transformed into a generous friend. He became a symbol of generosity and kindness in the forest. Rosie, the generous rabbit, was loved by all. Her kindness and compassion had a profound impact on the forest community. Together, Sammy and Rosie created a harmonious environment. Their story served as a reminder of the importance of sharing and kindness. The forest thrived under their influence. The animals lived in harmony, sharing their resources and caring for each other. Sammy and Rosie's story was passed down from generation to generation. Their legacy of sharing and kindness lived on in the forest. The story of the greedy squirrel turned generous, and the always generous rabbit had a lasting impact. It reminded everyone of the joy that comes from helping others. From that day forward, the forest community bonded over the values of sharing and generosity. They realized that living in harmony brought happiness and prosperity. And so, the tale of the generous squirrel and the greedy rabbit became a timeless lesson for all. It taught the animals the true meaning of friendship, sharing, and kindness.